you're anything like me, you probably waited up until the last minute to get gifts for your family and friends, which can be a little hectic in the holiday season, but it's okay. I have 3 really easy DIYs that anyone can do, and I think your family and friends will love them. The first one is this body butter. The second one is this bath tea, which is Epsom salt and a blend of different flowers, dried flowers. You can give these as a set, or you can actually do it individually, totally up to you. The third is this wall organizer hanging thing, which you can customize however you like. It holds your jewelry, has a little mirror, and a dry erase part at the top. We're going to DIY this completely. So I'm going to start with the body butter using these 6 oils, including the 3 listed at the bottom. You can use whatever liquid oils you want. They're up to you. I'm also going to be using these solid butters, and I'm going to be doing a consistency check so you guys can see. The shea butter should be soft. The cocoa butter should be hard like that. And your mango butter should be somewhere in between. You're going to mix these in whatever ratio you like and melt them. So the following things I'm going to show you, just make sure you're spritzing them down with alcohol and just cleaning them completely, because they can grow mold and it will get you sick. So I'm going to be using these containers from the container store, the small one for the body butter. Thumbs up if you're enjoying so far. So I've melted my butters. This is the amount that I've used, and I just did a double boiler method. Super easy, took like 7 minutes. And I'm going to be mixing my liquid oils together. You can actually use whatever liquid oils you want or that you find work for your body. One that I highly recommend is vitamin E oil. I've been using it, but I could not find it for the life of me for this video. I would definitely do a tablespoon of it, though. It has a lot of healing properties. You don't want to melt your liquid oils. That can actually ruin some of the properties, and they're already in a liquid state, so there's really no point in melting them. So you're going to freeze this mixture of butters and liquid oils for about 20 minutes or until it gets to this consistency. My nail broke in this process, so just ignore that for the rest of the video. But this is the consistency you wanted. It's kind of like a beeswax color and thick like that. I'm going to go ahead and blend it right in this Pyrex container, which can come with some problems. I'm going to show you a little later, but for now, just pay attention to how the color is changing compared to what we had in the beginning as the air is incorporated. See how it's turning white? The problem that can happen is that your container is too cold from just coming out of the freezer, and your butter is going to solidify again, which is fine. Just put it in a bowl of warm water, or put it in front of a heater for a few minutes, and it'll go right back to normal, like nothing ever happened. See? And when you get to a consistency that you like, after you've like whipped enough air into it, you can go ahead and pipe it into your container. I'm using a Ziploc bag. If you prefer that it's not as greasy, you can definitely throw in some arrowroot powder or some starch of some sort to make it less greasy. But I like it kind of oily, so I think it's super helpful for like winter skin. But that's it. Just clean up the rim of your container when you're done. I'm terrible at piping. By the way, I have no piping skills. But just clean up the rim of your container, and that's actually it for the body butter. How easy was that? So here goes the bath tea that I'm so excited about. So I'm cleaning up my little bowl with alcohol, like I mentioned earlier. And I'm going to start off with the base, which is, of course, Epsom salt. You can get this anywhere, I think. I'm not sure where we got ours, but it was fairly cheap. I'm using a blend of dried flowers. You can use whichever dried flowers you want. I'm doing chamomile, lavender, and rose buds. Rose petals are completely optional, but since I'm using rose buds, I didn't see the need to put rose petals in there. But they're very fragrant, both of them. These are the essential oils that I have right now. I'm going to be using this one right here because it smells so good. It's actually a blend. That's a better picture because mine is all messed up. I'm going to be using the bigger jar and this little wooden spoon that you can give with it at the end, but I'm using it to mix it together. So measure out how much salt you're going to need. I think I filled it about like 3/4. Yeah, something like that. And go ahead and pick out your flowers. Just get like the nice buds so you can leave those whole. I'm going to do some of the chamomile. I'm not actually going to crush the lavender right now because I want to keep it whole. But you can if you want to. It'll probably be a little more fragrant. I'm just going to get the nice big buds out. And the rest of them, I'm going to crush them so that they're nice and small when I mix them with the salt. So this can actually get a little messy. I got Epsom salt all over my table. So what I ended up doing was putting a little plate under it because, like I said, it was getting everywhere. But just go ahead and mix it together. You can use as much or as little as you want. I think I didn't know there was such thing, but I think I did too much lavender. I probably would have kept it at 2 spoons. I think I did 3. So I'm adding about 13 drops of lavender. This oil right here, this one, it's really strong. So I kept it at 3. And after mixing it up, I'm pouring it into my container. I want to leave some of the bigger buds at the top. And that's it. You're done. How cute and how easy was that? I told you guys, anyone can do it. So I made a label for this one too, and this is what they look like as a set together. You can gift it with the spoon so that they can scoop their, salt. The last DIY, everything I got either at Michael's or Home Depot, like these little round wooden boards. They were at Michael's for like, I think $2, and I just used a wooden stick to kind of hold everything together. This is also how I plan to mount it on the wall. Next, I'm going to use this mirror and an embroidery loop thing. I don't actually need this part. I just need the circle part because it fits around the mirror perfectly like a little frame. I'm going to use these little clothespins, and they're going to act as the note holders at the bottom and the jewelry holders as well. I'm also going to use a command strip. And these little plants I got from Home Depot for $3, I'm going to be using this one right here. And plastic turns pretty much anything into a dry erase surface. So you can just get some smooth plastic from anywhere. I'm going to use paintbrush and Mod Podge. And a wooden surface to not mess my rug up. So just map everything out how you want it. I'm going to take the plant out the pot because it was whacking dirt everywhere. So I actually used way too much Mod Podge, and the paintbrush made it really streaky. Also, I should have cut out the circle before I actually glued it on. Would have made everything so much easier. So if you do this, just keep that in mind. But it turned out okay. So lastly, I'm just gonna command strip the mirror on to the middle, but you can really, you can switch it up and put this anywhere. I painted my pot, as you can see, but the paint was a terrible decision. It just didn't dry the way I wanted it to, so I ended up having to remove it. But just use E6000 to glue the rest of the stuff on, and just try to do it as evenly as possible. So as you can see, this is the next morning, and I had to remove all of the paint, so it just wasn't worth it. But when you're done, just go ahead and put it onto the board, and you can mount it on the wall, and that's it. So this is the finished product. As you can see, it holds everything, and it does include the dry erase surface as well. Totally customizable however you want. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these was your favorite and how you decide to give the bath products as a set or individually. If you try any of them, I would love to see it, so tag me on Instagram. And don't forget to like and subscribe because I have a few more ideas like this that I would love to share with you guys. But for now, thank you so much for watching and enjoy your holiday season. Bye.